Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Megan.
I'm Ciera.
And I'm Maggie.
And we're from TC2.
We're struggling a little bit. It's the morning. Ciera's recovering from a cold.
My voice is still kind of gone from last week.
So we're going to have to deal with it for this week. So for this week's video, we are all going to be reacting to some of you guys trying some of our own tutorials. We have quite a few and we've done a couple videos like this in the past. We really like watching you guys do our tutorials. We like to see if they're helpful or not.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole point of them.
So we are each going to be picking, Ciera and I are going to be reacting to one, and then Maggie's going to be reacting to one.
Before we get started, let's talk about today's sponsor.
Hey guys, so I'm just going to interrupt this video quickly to talk about today's sponsor, which is Skillshare. If you have not heard of Skillshare before, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes so you can explore your creativity. Skillshare has a lot of different class options, so you're always going to be able to find a class that fits your schedule. There are a lot of different class topics that you can explore on Skillshare, such as entrepreneurship, graphic design, and film and video. So I just recently took the class Make Your Creative Space, a Simple and Inspiring Guide by Mimi Chow. So the main premise of the class was trying to create a good, cohesive space where you felt like you could work creatively, and she actually used an example that I thought made a lot of sense in my mind. And so she kind of talked about the Pavlov dog experiment and how you're going to be conditioned to do certain things if you have an appropriate stimulus. So if you're like working in the same place and you feel happy working at that same place every day, and you're sitting down and your job is to do things and think creatively there, then every time you sit down you're going to be more programmed to do that automatically. So I thought that was something good to keep in mind, both as a student but also as someone who does a lot of different things creatively, to make sure I'm trying to do those things in the same space. Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, so there's no ads and they're always launching new premium classes. The first 1,000 subscribers to click the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare Premium membership, so make sure you go check that out, and thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video.
Alright, so the video that Ciera and I are going to be reacting to is following TC2's tutorial to try and get an aerial in one day, and it was uploaded by Caitlin, the self-taught gymnast. So I hope we can help her out. Let's see how it goes.
Hi guys, it's Caitlin and welcome back to Caitlin's Self-Taught Gymnast, and today I am going to be trying TC2's aerial tutorial. The first thing is to have the solid cartwheel.
Good solid cartwheel. What's nice too is, like, even though she's a self-taught gymnast, you can see she at least has a couple mats and she's doing this outside. Some of the tutorials we've witnessed are like people just like trying it on like a hardwood floor, and I'm just like,
now I'm going to try dive cartwheels, and I am so bad at dive cartwheels.
alright, let's see it. I think what I'm noticing is, like, she started with her arms already up and then I don't think she did a circle motion. And like that circle motion, in my opinion, is really like when you circle your arms through, like that reach out that you're doing with your arms is what gives you like that diving.
You have to reach forward and not have your arms up by your ears.
Because then you're kind of like, how do I just jump to my hands? But like you need to like go out and not just like jump up. You need to jump out.
Or I think it would help if maybe she tried putting some sort of, or she doesn't even need to like put tape on her mat, since her mat has those different panels. She could take off from a certain spot and then try and like reach for a certain panel. A little bit better.
Okay, so it's clear that my dive cartwheels are not fit enough.
I think too, like, even though in the tutorial we include like that you should have like a dive cartwheel, that's a helpful thing to have. It kind of depends on like if your aerial is going to end up being one that you like go up more, or if you're going to end up going out more. So if you
my aerials went out for sure. So
versus like,
and I did like a dive cartwheel motion, so like, it was good for me. Megan did not do.
Yeah, I just kind of focused on like going up and then not so much out with my aerial. So it's not necessary, but it can help, especially with getting used to that feeling of like not putting your hands on the ground right away.
I love a good pop cartwheel. They're fun. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
One thing I would say is if you're doing a pop cartwheel, still try and like bring your arms up by your ears at the end of the skill, just because one, that's good technique and good form, but also like when you're doing the aerial and you swing your arm through, you want to
like, you really want to try to pull your chest up too. So that helps with that, to make sure you're not keeping your chest down at the end.
So the goal of doing like the dive pop cartwheel is to try and have your hands on the ground for like that split second, and kind of like mimic as close to an aerial as you can get while still putting your hands down. And I think we wanted to include that because a lot of people are afraid of hitting their head on the ground when they're trying an aerial, and so like we want to make sure like, okay, your hands are still going to be there for a split second, and like build that confidence.
I think something to think about too though is like, it's good to build confidence, but you shouldn't really be trying to do like, I'm going for a cartwheel or I'm going for an aerial right now, versus like I'm doing the dive cartwheel, pop cartwheel. Like this could be like a good safety thing, but if you're thinking that you're doing this and just gonna see what happens, like an area you want to go up and you want to stay up in the air versus this, like you're guaranteeing that you're going back down to the ground at least a little bit to touch your hands, and ideally you don't want to be doing that.
Yeah, I think that something similar to that is when we did a video of us trying our round-off layout step-outs for the first time in however many years. We started by doing just round-off like high back handspring step-outs, and it got to the point where it's like, okay, we need to like actually like flip a switch mentally and say, I'm not doing a back handspring step out, I'm doing the layout step out, because I'm going to keep putting my hands down if I keep saying I'm doing like a back handspring step out and like seeing what happens. And we flip a switch and we did it, so. Her hands are off the ground for most of the skill, so that's good. Good slow-mo is good to see kind of where you're lacking in the skill.
I think that I'd like to see a faster pop off of that front leg even.
I was going to say,
like,
her legs haven't really been.
Her back leg does start to go up pretty quickly, but I think that the front foot that she's jumping off of needs to kind of join it a little bit sooner. And then again, bringing those arms up. She overall has like some pretty good power though.
I think so too. Like next is the part where we just say go for it.
I know, yeah. Like I feel like she's already kind of at this point reaching her hands like pretty much straight to the ground before she's even pushed off. And so I think that like the next step, I know she's not necessarily going for it yet, but it's going to be like keeping those hands up in the air, because when you pull your hands in too, when you're going up, that kind of helps a little bit too, versus like she's reaching for the ground right now. So it's just kind of hard when you're pushing off your feet to go up, but then like your body's going like straight down otherwise. It's not really going to like work together to help you out.
Good pop though.
Oh no, don't.
Ouch. Hopefully that didn't hurt her ankle more. It's already saved up.
Whoa, that was scary. That helped though.
Oh, she's going off of a higher
Oh,
surface
I
at
was
this
just going
point.
to say that.
So she folded her mat up a little bit just to give her a little bit more time.
Pros and cons to this. One, the higher height will help you get more time to get around, which is good for you. But the difference in height also gives you a higher likelihood of potentially twisting your ankle or something, because
You're like not.
you're not sure where the ground is at. So, you know, That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Bring your arms over your ears at the
I
end.
know. I really want to see her get to the point where she's like at least kind of committing to being like, I'm not gonna put my hands down. Like I'm gonna see what happens at the landing phase, because I think
That's
when you
something that
start
I had to end up doing a lot, because you guys probably know if you've watched this channel for a long time, despite having an aerial in my routine, I think like literally every like the last 4 years of my gymnastics career, I like was not ever very good at them. And so there would be like phases where I was like not putting my hands down but not landing them. So yeah.
And I'd love to be able to get her to that point where she's like keeping
Then
her
at least
hands
the fear
in,
is like not there.
and then you just have to like troubleshoot the ending part. But you're like, yeah, I'm not putting my hands down. I'm not like scared.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna get this.
Ugh.
I've been filming for like the past half an hour. I think I'm gonna stop recording and practice some more and then come back.
Yeah. I think that
I
right
see
now
her like keeping her arms bent up a little bit more, but I would still just love to
her ending
see.
is really good.
Yeah, I would just love to see her being like, I'm gonna keep my arms up.
Yeah, I think that mental switch has to happen.
And TC2's tips have helped me so much. Go check them out.
Oh, thank you.
They are so awesome. I wish I could do this every Tuesday. They post every
Oh,
Tuesday.
thank
Go
you.
watch them every Tuesday.
I almost feel like her front leg might need to bend more for her takeoff.
Yeah,
Just a
she's
little
like
bit.
straightening it out right now and like not really like utilizing. Like
Yeah.
when you're straightening your leg out, that's supposed to be like launching you up in the air, and she's not really using it for that.
I just think too much reaching for the ground right now. And like, easier said than done to change that.
Okay, so overall tips in case you have not gotten it yet, and just from like our critiques we saw in the video, I think that our main things that we would suggest you try is maybe hopefully working on like mentally flipping the switch in order to like not say I'm doing a dive pop cartwheel and like seeing what's gonna happen. Say like I'm going to do an aerial, I'm going to pull my hands in. Like you didn't really like show us you like pulling your hands in. There's like different ways you can do that. So Ciera was someone who like she
I circled around and then
pull her
kind of
arms
pulled in.
But then some people kind of like keep their arms like they do a circle, but then like keep their arms like straight, but then up by their side.
Yeah, some people do keep their arms straight. I
So-
think both of us pulled our arms in though.
Yeah, I think so too. And so just like being more cognizant of what you're doing with your arms and trying to keep them like away from the ground might be helpful, because I think that you have really good power. I think that Ciera made a good point for like in the beginning, because your ending, honestly, like your ending is pretty good, except for like maybe pulling your arms up by your ears. But like the beginning, I think you have a really good hurdle, but I think that you're kind of like straightening your front leg out before you even get to the ground, and then that's like losing power. So I think almost like waiting just like a second longer to like let gravity bring you to the ground.
Bend your knee and then push and straighten it out. All right, well, Caitlin, I think that you overall did a very good job. You're clearly practicing that for a very long time, so I'm sure like you got pretty tired. Like I think an hour and a half at least is how long you're doing that, which is great effort on your part.
She uploaded this in April, so hopefully she kept working on it. Maybe she did end up getting it. Don't know.
I will say, like an aerial literally took me so long to get. I think when I just think back to like my gymnastics career and like skills that took me the longest, I swear an aerial was the one that took me the longest to get. So those are our final tips. Best of luck to you if you have not got it yet. Hopefully, since you seem like you still watched us, you see this video and get excited that we reacted to your tutorial.
Alright guys, before we get started, if I look like a mess, I apologize. I am pretty sick today, so just ignore the greasy hair, alright? But for today's video, I'm going to be reacting to the sister casts video of them trying a TC2 tutorial. Alright, here we go. Okay, this is like so cute. This is like a me and Ellie dynamic, but they're closer in age, but I love that. I love that. Oh my gosh, she is the older one going to teach the younger one. It's literally like her videos. But they're learning a back tuck in one day, and this little girl is small. So I'm going to be impressed if she can do it. Like, she's young.
And to help her achieve this goal, we are going to be testing a TC2 tutorial. Let us get started.
Alright. She has her back handspring. Check.
Higher back handspring. So that's my first attempt. You can't really tell the difference between that and my normal back handspring. Just slowly work on getting higher and higher. You want to have as much air time as possible.
I still think this is a terrible tip. Terrible thing to do. I don't agree with this tip. And it kind of scares me. It sounds like a great way to get hurt.
So now they say we have to get a higher back handspring. So I'm going to do that. But
I feel like this little girl is me when I was that little. Like, her back handspring is still good form, so I feel like she's not doing it, but like also I think it's a bad tip because then it teaches you bad form. So I think she's doing good for keeping her form how her form should be.
these are all great tips for when you're
Ciera's wearing the Lululemon tank top, if you know, you know.
Okay, next they show you how to do the approach. So Kelsey can kind of show you what they said.
I can already tell this girl is going to be an absolute beast. She already is, but like when she is like in high school, she's going to be like very good. She already is really good for her age, but like, so Kelsey likes the high back handspring technique, and I think she's going to do more of those. That was like a high back handspring. That was good. Ooh, that was good, but grab your legs, girl. Helps get around. A little while later, did she get it?
So now I'm getting down to like she's just helping sort of my legs. So
Grab your legs, whip them back. Ooh, that was good. You're like this. If you grab your thighs, I promise, you'll get around. You'll have it. Her elbow hit my jaw as she was in the tuck. Ouch. Oh, that was the cutest thing. Sisters that get along. I don't even know if they're sisters. They could just be friends, but she's throwing it by herself. That's like the hardest part. See, I think now you just need to go for it because you're gonna get your body muscle memory confused between going to high back handsprings and tucks. That was good. She's a lot of power. She's literally so close. I think that was a success as well. Also, doing tucks on like panel mats like that is kind of harder because you're on a squishy surface, so like getting off of the surface is a little bit more challenging, but she did a good job with that, so. Oh, she knew exactly what I was gonna say. Stop! They're so cute. You're welcome, girlies. Very good job to those girls. That was very good. I just loved everything about that video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel down below and also comment any video ideas you have for the future.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.